made so many good signings.
Climbing the table, huh?
Okay, we'll alter the setup of the car.
Ready?
Okay, let's go.
Climbing the table, huh?
Messi just keeps fucking banging them in the Champions League. He has 9 goals in quarterfinals. Second leg. Big away game against Inter Milan right now. Very large away game.
Very
Giant.
abnormal. Wait, not abnormal. It's not a fucking synonym for big, Shane, you idiot. Very, gigantic away game.
Very
Enormous away game.
I was gonna say that, but I didn't think it was good enough. Fanatic. Doesn't really work. I said it, so what are you gonna do? Bitch. Oh yeah, no, I signed Richarlison in this. It was pretty fucking good.
Swag.
Yeah, off Watford. You know, like, I actually made some weird, like kind of sub signings. Like, I have Richarlison usually on the bench, and Emery Moore usually on the bench, and Odegaard usually on the bench.
Oh, it's such a bad lap, Jesus Christ.
What even is Odegaard? Like, Odegaard just died. No, I know for a fact that he's playing in Eredivisie right now, but he just died.
He plays for Herenveen.
Yeah, I seen a video not long ago of him scoring like such a good long shot for them.
Okay, you need to come in before you run out of fuel. Pit within 2 laps.
Let's try this again, shall we?
What? Dude, I can hear you if you're talking.
Fuck again! God's sake!
Shane,
What?
I heard you then.
We're dropping down the order. You're currently in P3.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds just like a lamp.
I was going for.
Claim the San Siro.
Jesus, that was so fucking bad. Can't wait for Rashford to put 4 past you.
Thanks. Oh, I scored straight away with some rebound.
Get him.
I already have my leg off and 2-1. Oh my. I just got one more goal. Fuck. Or they're just gonna beat me 3-2, like, build out.
Speaking of which, Liverpool Man City game's on in like an hour. Oh.
Oh my god, it is. I completely forgot that Champions League existed.
How can it happen when we're not in it?
Honestly, I think City are going to come back from it.
Yeah, I honestly think that if City score first, they'll just destroy them.
Yeah. Like it's something you can see Liverpool doing. Honestly, I don't really care who wins. I feel like both to lose, so.
I feel like Liverpool could like end up wanting to park the bus, and they're just not good at doing that. So City will just destroy them.
I can see Karius or Mignolet, whoever's in, just fucking up for one of the goals. Just 100% their fault. One of them ones. Can't they have Smalling as well? There's so many people like Douglas Costa, Rashford, Smalling, Yedlin. That's good. That's good. They just
I'm really so bad at this game.
Really amazing. You're not that bad at the game.
I don't know why I keep fucking up the first fucking corner. It's pissing me off.
Oh, fucking side.
What the fuck?
No! Rashford scored a long shot.
Oh dear.
Oh fuck.
Are you?
What?
I hate. Just shut the fuck you.
I don't know. I don't know what you said. I think he said why do you, and then I don't know.
Fuck off, okay? Just fuck right off.
I'm not messing. Just call. Okay.
I hate this game. I really fucking hate this game. Oh, I hate this game. I severely dislike. I'm too pissed off to talk. Seriously. I was on such a good lap and then my car just fucking auto spins. Fuck right off. Ay 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 ay. Really pissed me off. Not gonna lie. Not sure if you can tell, but I really want to stab a child right now.
Oh, you can tell.
Okay.
Yeah, child stabbing with a lot of it.
Okay. Good. Don't want you to get the wrong vibes.
But luckily, I am an adult. You know what you should do to cheer yourself up?
No.
Play football manager.
No.
Something to be asked of it. Oh my god. I believe I'm actually gonna do it. I'm not being early, but Rashford did score a long time.
Yeah.
And I'm currently drawing 1-1 in the second leg, and the first leg was 1-1. There's only 10 minutes left. Oh my god, they scored.
Uh-oh.
It's over.
Uh-oh.
I don't even know who that is. Vecino. If I score, I win, and if I don't score, I lose. Right.
What's up, my fellow Caucasian and Shane? I was a bit stupid and thought the match was starting at 4 to 8, record 7.
Ah,
So I didn't
shit.
join the party. Just watch the YouTube vid.
Happens. I just scored such a good header with Son
Oh, you scored? Nice.
For Barcelona.
for Valencia.
Hooray.
And now I'm drawing 3-all. Second leg against Inter Milan, quarter-final of the Champions League. And that was an away goal, which means I'm winning. Just have to not concede in the next 8 minutes and I win.
Yeah. Lads, just think, if Liverpool win tonight, they're going to be in the semi-final with either Barca, Real or Bayern.
You're gonna get raped.
Just think. if they get hammered?
I don't think they will tonight.
How will you feel?
Because like, Man City, you're gonna have to go like all out attack, you know? They need the goals, we don't. And then when they're attacking, we're just gonna be like, alright, chap, score. And then they need to score 5 goals. Come on.
Honestly, if there's anything I can see happening, it's Man City trashing Liverpool again.
I don't think it's gonna be a 5-0 though.
No, they pick today.
Hmm?
No, they pick.
No. Well, I don't know, like City are they just seem like bottlers in the Champions League. They always, like obviously they haven't been as good as they were this season, but you know, don't they always bottle it, like the last 3 years or something now?
No, but they've always got real tough draws. This year they bottled
No,
it.
Monaco wasn't. Monaco wasn't, and they let that. They bottled that.
Monaco won the French league, so they're not that bad.
Yeah, but it's the French league at the end of the day, Shane. Come on.
PSG are in it.
Exactly. Shy.
Fucking don't know. In this fucking Inter Milan signed Douglas Costa and Rashford and Smalling and Yedlin and someone else. Guess what? Fucking Rashford.
See the Douglas Costa, like you know, but
Marcus fucking Rashford. He scored a lot.
Smalling. I think Smalling was the word.
Yedlin's a bit of an odd one as well.
Well, at least he's like a fast boy, you know.
Oh!
American though, like you know, you don't really expect to see Americans anywhere.
What is he hitting at?
Fucking American
Cop bottled it.
If Salah's not back though.
Oh yeah, fucking hell. If he's not back, he's not scoring a goal.
Yeah. Did you see it? Tottenham are trying to get the second goal to be Kane.
Yeah, Kane,
so that
yeah.
he can get play golden boot. Not greedy chops. It's already
I
got 2
give
years in a
up.
row, like,
Fucking hell, man.
It's so achievement if you can get that 3 years in a row.
I know, but Craig, come on, like, just leave him be.
Yeah, Salah's definitely getting third of the year though. If he doesn't get third of the year, it's absolute bullshit.
I think De Bruyne's better.
Even if De Bruyne wins that, it's bullshit.
No, I think De Bruyne's well better than Salah, to be honest.
Well, you would, Shane.
No, I wouldn't though. Why would I? Why would I? Like, I mean, Salah's amazing, but I think the De Bruyne has been even better, like, seriously.
I don't know, like considering the team Man City have, compared to the team Liverpool have.
The team Man City had has nothing to do with fucking the way De Bruyne puts it on a plate for people.
So you're saying, Rudy, Danny Ings would have been able to score half
Yes,
goal?
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm actually saying. Fucking, did you see the way he puts it on an absolute plate for? It's the only reason Sterling's having a prolific season is because of fucking De Bruyne. Sterling has 20 goals. Did he look like a 20-goal striker against us?
He has 20. Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he look like a fucking 20-goal striker against us? No, he
Usually
didn't.
pretty shit, actually, didn't he? I remember when he was at Liverpool, I just remember thinking,
Yeah,
he
he'd
has
never.
the worst shot in the whole world.
Yeah, he'd never finish.
And even when he was first, actually,
That's because that's what I'm saying. De Bruyne, seriously, the amount of tap-ins he gives them, it's ridiculous. Just back sticks, absolute amazing fucking crosses.
He didn't sell them. Come on, like, we're not really talking about Danny Ings here, we're talking about Sterling, who's still decent, like, you know? I don't think Danny Ings would get 20 if he had the exact same.
I promise you he would.
opportunities.
I promise you he would. If Danny Ings was in that fucking Man City team, I promise you he'd be prolific. I promise. He'd proper bang him in.
What if Danny Welbeck was in that team?
No, he'd fall too
Well,
much.
come on, Shane, you can't even say that.
He'd fall down too much. No, he wouldn't. Although his assist for Aubameyang was pretty sexy.
Yeah. He was sexy that game, even though he missed from like 2 yards over. He still got 2 goals with assists.
I really wish Southampton won that game. They were so good. They deserved it. Well, not deserved, but you know. Would have been nice.
I'd much prefer if De Bruyne won it though, over Salah. I just too think that Salah will win it.
No, I think De Bruyne deserves it. And I think the fact that he's going to win something even is going to help his cause. He's probably going to win it simply because he's about to win the league.
I guess so, yeah.
Same reason Ronaldo always wins Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, I suppose.
Honestly, I was expecting a reaction now, but Shane sounded like he was gonna go for it, but
I mean, I was pretty logical. I kind of went for it, but I was being logical.
yeah.
I mean, it's not like if Real Madrid didn't win the Champions League in like the last 10 years, he would not have anywhere near as much Ballon d'Or as he has.
Whatever it was called as well, the Euros with Portugal.
Yeah.
I mean, if Salah wins it, I'm not going to be like, oh, he didn't deserve that. Like, he's well deserving of it.
Shane, you literally said a second ago.
No, I said that De Bruyne is better.
De Bruyne deserves it.
No, I'm saying De Bruyne. Just because De Bruyne deserves it doesn't mean Salah doesn't deserve it either. They both deserve it. They've been amazing. I just think De Bruyne should win.
Deserve it though,
I think Mahrez should get it.
The loyalty and stuff.
Nah, that goes to Coutinho now.
Time to bottle my lap. Wish me luck, guys.
Good luck.
Good luck, Shane.
That was quick. I balled it.
Good luck, Shane.
First corner. First fucking corner. Wasn't even close.
Have a look at the semi-final Champions League pictures. What are they going to do? Champions League semi-finals. Valencia against Bayern. Chelsea against Barca.
You're nearly out of fuel.
Chelsea,
Out of fuel. You need to pay
I've
to
already
fire
beat Chelsea
troops.
in this career because they're in my group. And I've already beat Barca. So no matter who I get, if I go to the final, I've already beat them all.
Jesus, I'm so bad.
I'll probably just lose to Bayern anyways.
I'm not informed today, fellas. Not informed, I'm telling you.
Legendary. And I put the sliders up to make the other team better, to make it actually realistic-ish. Like I have the shot error and pass error on 25 for both, for the CPU, and the shot speed up, and the goalkeeping up, and the marking up, and the first touch error then.
And you win.
Yeah, like I'm first, 4 points ahead.
Is this the hardest difficulty?
Yeah.
No!
Actually, yeah, like, you just get hammered, like. Or like some games I hammer people and some games. Like I lost 5-1 to Atletico Madrid in one game. And I'm pretty sure I beat Chelsea 5-0. So I don't know. It just depends. Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
I'm so bad at this game. Jamie Dively has a small willy. He is so silly. Jamie Dively.
Right, back in a minute.
Jamie Dively has a small. No. You're gonna get bullied today and you're gonna heckin' deserve it. Jamie, I'm looking for a low 15, yeah? But like, I think I could get into the 14s, you know what I mean? So like, I don't know if I should... Yeah, it's real good, like. So like, I don't know if I should push or just be okay with the low 15, but...
If you're aiming for the low 15, like, may as well try to get the high 14.
Suppose it's just that like if I push too hard though, like my lap will be invalidated for cutting a corner, you know what I mean? So like it's that element of sort of ooh, yeah. Like if you put all 4 wheels over the line, you'll get your lap invalidated for corner cutting.
That is hardcore.
It is hardcore. That's why I keep fucking up, because I'm a fucking cheater.
You do seem like time to cheat, Shane.
Yeah, I'm an absolute degenerate.
Stuff, you know?
I don't use traction. What are you talking about?
And like, how do they check it? Like,
it's just the game.
Does it tell you straight away? Or
yeah,
does
yeah,
have to
straight away. No, the game is straight away knows.
Very cool.
It's pretty cool, but it's the bane of my existence. Time to get in a pool.
Yeah. In the party again, and let the yardie. Shane, you heard Liverpool are going to get Delaney?
Yeah. They need a winner. They need a winner in their fucking team. Wouldn't be a bad acquisition, to be honest.
Honestly though, like I wouldn't say no to him. They have a physical presence. So in the park game it beyond.
15-0, get in.
Yes. Oh, there's somebody out on my stables. Don't know if you've seen me or not.
What game are you playing? What game are you playing?
Fortnite.
Surprise, surprise. Oh my god, my phone fell. Anyway, I have to go. So fuck you. Bye.
When Liverpool win, Jen, just give me a text, right?
Yeah, will do.
Yeah. Oh, leave it. I'll go into the other party.
No, stay here, stay here.
No, I'll go into the party.
You're a chosen one.
No, that's fine. Let's have it. Simple as not.
He's out for the rest of the season.
Oh, controversial.
No,
have I done something wrong?
Right, I need to fucking set the lobby up, don't I? Someone's to start complaining. Yeah, you made the lobby.
It's fine, Joe. I guess we forgive you.
It's a fair complaint, to be fair.
I don't make me to be honest.
There we are.
I've never spoken to Odin before.
Hello.
So who's my teammate today, considering Dom's off?
You know what, I bloody
No one. Hashtag representing South.
So broken.
One man team. Ugh.
Right, what race is first? Sorry, is it Brazil?
Brazil.
I thought it was Mexico.
Right,
I think it's Mexico.
yeah, I better invite people. That probably would be a good idea. Oh, Alex is online.
Yeah, it doesn't mean he's racing at all.
What if he does?
Well, then he does. But please don't tell that as a sign of racing. He'll quite easily come online and not race.
Let's just see how it goes.
Like at least half of the TGP season.
Is Sean taking part tonight or not?
No.
Okay. Right, I've got 15 so far that are in, and I've invited them all.
I haven't got anyone. Oh no,
I just did the invite.
Paul, you gonna replicate your poll?
Very careful.
Mike?
Like impossible.
Yep.
If Paul takes poll, you've got to say, Paul, Paul, out the bag! No, you just say, pull, out the bag. In your best Scottish accent.
Paul has pulled the ball out the bag.
Pull, out the bag.
What is that? What was that?
Curly, whirly. Sorry, Paul.
Chris Smith. What's the other one, the Welsh one? Who's the Welsh news presenter? Stefan Powell.
Stefan Powell.
I don't know how you pronounce it. You pronounce Bosnia Herzegovina, whatever it is.
So it's a Davina.
Most satisfying thing I've ever heard in a Welsh accent.
Wales.
Bosnia and Herzegovina, whatever. See, Alex is on FIFA. What's the fucking point? Oh, Ashton's on that one. Get him in.
This is the point where we all throw our heads back and laugh.
Martin's online already.
Good, we can go on time today.
I'm not in yet. I'm not in yet.
Oh my god, can't get in.
Okay.
It's a great effort.
It does read Pagag Gayness 21.
Oh, then, do you allow your voice to be shared?
Yeah.
Good. You sound like Matt Farragut.
He does it, doesn't he?
Do I?
You can't say he sounds like someone when they've said one word.
You said two
Everyone
hours.
can sound like... I apologise.
You went, yeah.
Wet race needed in Brazil.
Oh, it's gonna be. Please don't be wet.
I tell you.
We saw what happened.
I better actually check it.
We saw how shit.
Check it.
Did you guys not see how shit I was in the wet last week? Like actual garbage.
Wet race needed in Brazil.
You know how we could punish Jack? You know how we could punish Jack? He's in a party full of softy. He's in a party full of softy and there's two spaces left in here.
Oh no.
Oh, do it. Do it.
Oh no.
Oh, I've just invited Martin back, right, hey bro, stay drunk quickly.
Is,
In the words of Shia LaBeouf. Where is Smokey, actually? Because he's never added me on PSN or anything.
Smokey, let's have a look. Don't blame him on the avenue. He was last online 9 days ago.
No, he ain't yet then.
My prediction for the win at Brazil, Matt 32575.
He did quick last week, I can't remember.
Who is Matt
He wasn't there last
325?
week, was he?
He wasn't there last week, no.
Oh my good god. Man City are going for absolute slaughter with that lineup. Although they do have Aguero on the bench. I know they've got to, but... They've got 3 at the back.
Actually, I think after what United did to them, after what United did to them on.
no, Joe, he's silent.
Oh, I didn't. I like when people ask for an invite before they appear online.
Who's that?
Silent Assassin this time.
He's online.
It wasn't when I set the invites out. Oh fuck, actually might have been, I just saw the name and it oh shit.
Sackles. Right. Ritson's going to disconnect, that's my prediction. Jonas will...
Okay, I've got to not get angry.
Oh, get angry at you. Jonas! Jonas!
Oh god, that was the Brazilians, I didn't know that. That wasn't my fault.
Yeah, I know. There it was.
No, I know something could happen to me. Managed to use my front wing to the back of the car in front for the first lap. I'm fucking the braking up. I've done that so many times the last couple of seasons.
Is Martin joining?
Yeah, he'll join. I think he's finished the game on Fortnite first, and it'll be...
He's not playing the game, he's on Fortnite, but he's not playing the game.
Might have left it online because he works till he gets back at 10 past and then...
Joke is on.
I'm 7th in the world here.
Needed.
I'm 6th.
Sorry, some people might know what's coming here, but sorry
here we go.
I am #1 in the world, Abu Dhabi F1 2012.
It was 11.
It's a sensational, one of the two. A sensational.
Do you still hold that record, or...?
1 minute and 7 seconds.
How do you know you still have it? Do you like sporadically check?
I haven't checked in about 2 years now, but I doubt it.
Joe just knows. Joe doesn't need to check, he just knows.
I'd love the thought of you like every day, just like connecting your PS3 up.
What?
Dom is going to take part in race 1.
Hey! I'm a teammate!
Well, that's disappointing.
Oh, I don't have a teammate. Can I not be Renault? I mean Haas. Can I be like Force India or something? No, I can't do that. McLaren.
No, you have to be in the car you've got.
Dom Smith is now online.
Are you eating your meat, John? Jesus, that was loud.
Sorry, I think I might have changed my volume.
People
People complaining
just
last
now. Have you turned your volume up?
people complaining last night they couldn't hear me at all, so I changed my microphone handle,
Yeah, well, don't.
and now I'm too loud. Is that better?
Please don't.
Sorry?
Soft core.
What I'm going to do, Mike, this week is not share my mic, so I can talk to you and talk to people, but no one will hear me.
Ah.
So if I say something, don't say, oh, that's a very good point from Joe Sayer. You'll have to repeat what I say.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
It's gonna be like talking to Lassie.
If I reel off an amazing stat, you just got to say it as if it's just coming off the top of your head.
What's that, Josia?
The
You're
magic
going to
of
win the
television.
race?
The magic of television.
What's that, Josia? Somebody's in trouble? It's definitely gonna be like talking to Lassie.
Yes, because I'm from 1860s London.
Joe's definitely still.
Call politely, Governor. Dominic Fish in the party, yes?
Fees issue, Sean.
I thought you were out sweeping chimneys tonight.
Chimney. Paul, is he here? Is he going to get that 20 of the pole position? No, I'm not going to. I'm not going to get it, Dominic. I'm not going to get it. Aiden. Sorry, Paul. Dom and Paul, I now have dirt on both of you towards each other. Oh, what's positive about me? So I can reveal that when Jonathan announced Dom was racing tonight, Paul said, that's disappointing. I can reveal to Paul that in a TGP 1 Week 2 stat chat,
Dom, you're not Mercedes, mate. Get out of the
Dom
motor.
said to Mike, Paul is chasing his 20th career pole, but it's unlikely.
Dom, you're not McLaren, mate. Get out of the McLaren.
What car am I in? I don't know. What car am I in? Oh, it's
You're in the bloody Sauber, Dom. Get in the Sauber.
I forgot what team.
Jesus Christ.
Who runs this league?
What is going on? Somebody's left.
It's something like that. I can't remember Softy's whinging when he cuts corners in Mexico. Jesus. No.
I saw people were getting warnings on their qualifying laps in fucking Spain. Like, how is that even possible?
Really?
Odem is still winning.
What?
I still don't know how I won that Spanish race, to be honest.
Back-to-back wins for Odem. Actually
It
needed.
depends. If it doesn't rain and I don't bottle it, then possibly.
Odem's, your connection's not looking good on my screen here.
Yeah, I'm in
You've
America.
got
That
a
happens.
single red bar.
I live. I live in America, so that's gonna happen.
I lost 82 times when I disconnected on the last lap of the final.
I was going to say, like, I can't decide whether you sound English or American.
No, he's
Yeah,
definitely
I've lived here for like 2 years, but I was.
I can hear.
I
The
spent
Irish is
about.
still there.
Yeah.
You can hear like the Americans.
Giants are still American. I know it's
Yeah,
very
it's
loud.
'cause it's simply because like in America everyone's fucking thick, so I have to like dumb myself down and like talk. I have to make myself clear.
Oh, dude.
There's the Irish man.
Shall I say you might cut?
Hang on, can you hear me now?
No, turn it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Can we go? Is everyone here? We go.
Yeah, go.
You happy to go now?
Let's go.
Wait, is he actually here?
No, he's not here, don't worry. Going is
Oh,
not
you said
here.
in the final batch of invites.
Hang on, who's not here? Mercedes is you need an invite. Red Bull, Owen's not here, correct. Williams. Who's James's teammate? Where's Smokey?
Jenny's not here this week.
My teammate doesn't exist.
What? Is he still in Copenhagen?
Just saying.
Who's who does everything?
I don't have a teammate. My teammate doesn't exist.
Do you know
What we needed, Dom, make it happen.
Well, I don't have a friend anymore. I think he's deleted me.
Oh, what? He hasn't deleted us.
It looks like we might have to get Ash Dawson in.
Looks like we're sensing tension.
Yeah, I might do you back here.
How do you know Connie deleted me?
He changed his account.
Oh,
I was getting in here.
No, let's go.
Let's go.
Notifications off.
Cool. I don't have to worry about doing invites to people who aren't here because now in the game you can invite within the game, can't you? So I don't have to worry about
Joe, what was the top 3 for last year in Brazil?
Excuse me.
Paul,
Hang on, bloody fuck me. Right, so top 3 last season.
Brazil, Paul Softy Jones. Paul Softy Jones. Oh my god, it's Brazil, isn't it? No, Paul couldn't get pole then. I forgot. It's Brazil. Needed.
Brazil.
No, honestly.
Needed Paul.
That's how you should introduce the stream. It's like they did for the World Cup.
Joe, what was pole last season in Mexico?
Don't know.
Ayrton Senna de Brazil.
Ayrton Senna de Brazil.
Ayrton Senna de Brazil.
And what was the top 3?
Jonas, James, Phil.
Maybe. Matt is going to get pole.
Maybe introduce him with the Brazil and then Dom Salmon dancing in the background.
James, Phil. Is that James? Isn't James O'Connor?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Oh, I remember commentating on that race. Now, that was mental. Oh, that was absolutely
James
mental.
Bottom.
And it's James May, Captain Slow.
Yep, not funny.
Savage.
Make sure you
Hey,
Richard's already disconnected.
Told you. What number you had to, Mike? Was it 12 last week? That worked perfectly.
15, wasn't it?
I will just... I don't remember that Mexico race, and I don't remember winning it, so what actually happened?
Don't know. Right, if you weren't in the party last week, this is how it works. I tell Mike when I'm hitting the start broadcasting button, then silence, and then he'll catch 15 in his head, and then as soon as he gets 15, he'll introduce himself.
Sorry, I
Who
got
got on the party this week,
distracted.
just so I know of who to ask for some live thoughts?
I didn't hear.
What do you want, Mike?
Right, so Martin's here then.
I'm here.
Martin, Dom, Odems, Paul, Luca, Jonas.
Okay, can you just run that by me one more time?
When I start streaming, I will tell Mike that I'm hitting the start streaming button, but it takes about 10 seconds for it to actually start. So if we have silence from that point onwards, Mike will count to 15 in his head and then he'll start on.
Okay.
If there's some major shit going on around you, feel free to point it out.
Yeah, do let me know, guys.
Feel free to react to what he says. You can laugh and shit and things like that. It's nice to have a little bit of background ambient.
It's basically what I always used to do when it was going on absolute rampage.
You know, hear me shouting?
I can't load myself.
No, something's going on. It's really weird.
What's going on, Paul?
You can't load it, you can't change your settings or...
Time for me.
I'm actually loading my glasses.
You can't change things. It's not...
Can we not restart? So I can't load anything.
Is it when you go into your fuel settings, you push the arrow and nothing happens.
Turns out it's a 3-lap race.
Oh no, I've done that now, I'm gonna get copyright. Shit.
Oh, and another rule. When they get to that bit I have to skip, everyone shout skip because I will forget.
Oh, it's loading.
Will you edit that out?
We haven't got it yet.
No, I'm going to skip.
Oh, no, it doesn't matter. Nah, just someone shout skip.
I can officially shout skip for you if you want, Joe.
Scream out of your voice.
I think it's going to turn dry at the end of the race. At the quali, rather.
So we've got Matt here tonight, that's Matt who?
Just Matt.
Yeah, but who is it?
Matt.
Brilliant.
Matt 32575.
Yep, brilliant, thanks Joe.
If you check last week's live stream, I think he commented in here, had his surname up.
He's going to take the
Right, Mike, you ready to go?
Wait,
Oh, you know it, God already?
I'm
still making notes, mate.
T-Boss, I think? Is it T-Boss? Pebbles? Something like that?
Yeah, that sounds like, I think that was the name that was in the comments last week.
This guy keeps sending me F1 index, I swear to God, when he finally realises I'm shoving it in his bloody throat. Stop irritating me, man.
I might start sending them to you, Paul, not gonna lie.
No, every week. When I'm... Oh, he's doing my head in.
Is it secretly Aiden Griffins? I feel like okay. Joe, should we go at... should we go at 7 minutes left?
20 past.
20 past? Alright, yes, fine.
2 minutes remaining.
Okay, why is I not grab somebody for my points?
Shit.
Is he messaging? I don't know.
Oh my god! I almost died.
2 laps of fuel remaining. There's a lot of damage to the front wing. We're seeing a significant loss in downforce.
Interesting. Back to dry shortly.
Oh yeah, what's the moment for the race?
Can we edit that out?
What's the moment?
Joe, I'm just going to go on mute for about a minute.
Overcast for the race.
Joe, I'm just going to be gone for about a minute.
Yeah, that's alright. Just let me know when you're out.
Joe, post the link when you're ready to go live.
Yeah. I don't know if you were there, but I made it so my voice wouldn't share, so I can do it. So if I interrupt Mike, don't worry, no one will hear it.
So far, our fastest lap is
Are you going in pitch?
19.0.
I don't know, it says back to dry shortly, so I don't know. I don't know. Oh, hello. Jack's.
Mike means gone for his in and out.
No, I'm ready when you are.
Are you ready?
I'm ready, motherfucker.
Right, get ready to do your countdown. Pressing start forecast now.
Hello everyone and welcome to round 3 of season 29 of TGP1. We're here at a slightly damp and soggy Interlagos where qualifying is well underway with just over 5 minutes to go. Let's have a little rundown of where we are so far this season. After an eventful week 1 where we were at the glorious Monza and the ever exciting Barcelona, we had 2 very interesting results. Race 1 was dominated by Odems, winning by a healthy margin to give himself the best possible start to the season, with Softy joining him on the podium and then Jonas winding up in 3rd place. Moving on then to round 2 at Barcelona, we had a little bit of a changeable conditions in qualifying, not quite as bad as we've got today, which left Owen with a surprise. Oh, not Owen, sorry, we had Jonas with a surprise pole position. Owen was very much up at the sharp end, and it was Jonas, after a fantastic defensive performance, who held his own and won around the fantastic circuit, which we always love to visit. It was a very close fight, however. He had to fight off 2 strong championship hopefuls in Jake at the beginning of the stint, and then right at the end of the race had to put up with Jamie climbing all over the back end of his Renault. we have a quick run down the standings then. It is Jonas who came off best after the first 2 weeks with a fantastic third place, as said in Monza, and then the first in Barcelona. Odems will want to close the gap and put a lot of pressure, continue anyway, on Jean-Luc. They're only 5 points back at the moment, with Jonas on 40 and Odems on 35. Phil, 2 strong performances from him, with a third place in Barcelona and a fourth in Monza, sees him third in the championship at the moment, with Jamie after that very strong second place, sitting just 3 points behind Phil in fourth. Martin, 2 very solid performances from him, sees him fifth in standings. Softy, after crashing out on lap 1 in Barcelona, will want to bounce back strong here, currently sat in sixth. Owen, after 2 relatively decent performances, lies in 7th, and Paul in the Ferrari is in 8th. A few notable mentions outside of the top 8. James, obviously 6-time TGP1 World Champion, sits in 12th. Reigning champion Jake down there in 15th, only on 5 points so far. We'll want to have a very much cleaner week this week. We have Dan in 17th, no points scored for Dan so far, and he hasn't been able to turn up to race 1 tonight either. And the other notable mention is Alex Coates at the bottom of the standings, with also no points. So Brazil has always given us some interesting races over the times we've been here, and the previous winners, well, Softy's won here once, Will, everyone remembers Ace Pace running here back to back, then Jake won 3 seasons ago, James in his championship season, and then last season it was Paul McGuinness, who Paul is going to be chasing his 20th career pole this afternoon in qualifying. Pole time last season, one of the 109.4. We're not going to get anywhere near that today. Well, at the moment we're about 10 seconds off that. And as we head into the last 2 minutes of qualifying, let's see what it has in offer. So, Haas of Odems at the moment sitting 4 tenths clear of anyone else at the top of the timesheets. Jonas it currently sits in second. He did well in the wet qualifying last week, as of course, as we said, getting pole position, so he's going to fancy his chances in the second run that we're going to be going on to. Paul, as we said, chasing his 20th career pole, at the moment sits in third, but some 6.5 tenths off the pace. Martin in fourth, and we've got James right where he should be, in fifth. Matt in sixth, who is joining us this week after missing week 1, unfortunately, in the Renault. He's going to be wanting to prop up Jonas's points from week 1 very nicely. Silent Assassin in 7th. Phil Bargewell in 8th. We've got a yellow flag out there for Dom Smith, who's just popped it in the wall. Chiapelli in Sauber, good week for him last week, currently in 10th. So that's your top 10. Martin's called it a day in 4th. He's going to be going no quicker. As we head then into the last minute, let's see if anyone's going to improve. It's going to be a race to the line, see how many laps people are going to get in. So let's see if anyone's on a flyer at the moment. Following Pagger, Odems has called it a day. Did he bend it, or did he? No, he's just said that enough is enough. Pagger then, let's watch him on his lap. He's just finishing sector 1. I think it was a good one for him. We can't quite see on the time sheet quite yet. Ritson has had enough. He's going to be no better than 14th. Shame for him. Notable mention at the moment is Softy and Jake are currently 12th and 13th. They're going to need to find some time very swiftly. So let's keep an eye on Pagger then. He's coming up to this very tricky right-hander. This is going to be his last lap of qualifying with just 15 seconds to go. And the Dutchman is going to want to improve on his P5 so far. He's disappointed with week 1, would have liked to have been challenging a little bit closer, but he's down at the moment on his personal best. This isn't good enough. And is he going to be seeing him climb up timesheets at the moment? Depends how good a run he got out the last corner then. But Pagger is going to be coming up to the line any second now. Is he going to improve? No. No, he doesn't. So that's that then for the Dutchman. Let's watch Paul now, as we said, chasing his 20th pole position. He climbs. Oh, DRS has been enabled now, so the track's getting drier, so I don't think anyone is going to improve. Paul up to the line. He's going to be struggling for grip, trying to find, and he pits. That's it. Paul's going to be third at best. And I honestly don't think we're going to see any better times. There are people still trying. We've got Silent Assassin goes third. Wow, just as I was saying, I eat my own words. The McLaren pops himself in third. Great performance from him. We've got Chiapelli finishing no better than 10th. Jack's going to be no, and Softcop on the super. Wow. Gamble, but has paid off. Softy climbs from 12th to 13th. Matt's popped up into third right at the end as well there, beating his teammate Jonas, who is on a lap at the moment, also on the inters. Is Jonas going to improve his position? He's got a car in the way up to the line, but doesn't go any better than fourth. And that is that by the skin of his teeth in the end. It was looking like it was going to be comfortable, but Odems has his second pole position in TGP1 and is going to be joined by the equally impressive Softcop, who gambled on the conditions getting better at the end. They did, and it's paid off for the Toro Rosso driver, who's going to be on the front row. And we all know how crucial it is to get into turn 1 in first position round here. So Matt is
someone is back and then like all over the place. Stop.
Sorry? Mike's being...
I don't know. Just whoever's muting and unmuting their mic and bashing it around.
Joe, just mute them. So yeah, Softy joining Odems on the front row. Matt is in third and making it an all-Renault second row, which is a good result for him. As we said, in his first week he's made it. He joined us here at TGP 1 after unfortunately missing last week. Jonas, championship leader in fourth. He's going to want to make up some ground as soon as possible. Silent Assassin, a great performance from the McLaren driver, coming home in fifth. Paul McGuinness in sixth place, I've got to say. It's an alright performance, but he'll definitely want to try and secure his 20th pole in Mexico. Martin thought he'd done enough to stay fourth, but as people got quicker at the end, dropped down to seventh. Paga couldn't improve in his last run, and that was crucial in the end. He's in eighth. Then we've got James, he's coming home in ninth. Starting in the top 10 is crucial for the six-time champion. And my screen's gone blank for the moment, so we'll finish the rundown in just a second. But another eventful qualifying here in TGP1. I think the forecast was for overcast in the race. So we'll see how that goes. So yes, Phil just completing the top 10 there. He'll be disappointed with 10th. Chip Alley in the Sauber coming home 11th. Jack will be very disappointed with 12th, considering the fact that his teammate is starting on the front row. Defending champion Jake didn't seem to get a run in at the end and is going to be 13th. Ritson is going to be 14th in the Force India, so the two Force Indias way down there in row 7, and Dom Smith propping up the field in 15th. So we now await the drivers to get comfortable, get ready. Always very nervy moments. They don't want to end their race on lap 1, but they don't want to get a bad start, so it's pretty much over anyway. Skip. And as predicted, it is overcast here in Interlagos. As we all convene here now for round 3, as said, this is where the season will start to get a little bit of an indication of who's going to be up there for the rest of the season and who maybe needs to improve as we head to Mexico next time round. Start from Interlagos here. So, drivers going to the toilet, having a drink, getting comfortable in the cars. As unfortunately Ritson has left us just before the start. That's a shame. Hopefully we'll be able to get back sooner rather than later. But we've got 2. We have 3, 4 and 5 lights for round 3 of TGP1. And we're underway. It's a good start from the front 2. They're going to want to be up there as soon as possible. It's a great start for Softy. Is he going to have a look at the inside of Odems? Yes, he is. Odems closest to the door. And it's all, straight away, Matt. Is that Matt? I think it's Matt up there into second. Straight away. Softy's dropped back to 4th already. But it's a dream start for Odems. Matt's going to want to try and get past the Haas driver into turn 4, is he? He's having a little look. Odems has to go defensive. And there's a bit of debris in the background. But I think the top 2 have got around. Score 3. Great start for Silent Assassin. Straight up to 3rd. Softcop is dropping back, and after a great qualifying performance from him, he's going to want to get back there as soon as possible. Further down the field, we've had Jonas also drop a place. Not the dream start he would have wanted. James is down to 11th, not ideal for him neither. And Pagger's up to 7th. Martin's dropped down to 8th, and there's all a little bit close into the midfield as we come towards the end of lap 1. We've got a Ferrari trying to move up the inside of the Renault there. That's not going to work. A Red Bull getting a little bit feisty as well. With the Sauber, is it Luca trying to move his way up ahead of Phil Bargewell, and he has not made them. We've got a Sauber off, and it's in the wall with Luca. Oh,
thank you, Phil. Thank you.
And Luca's race, unfortunately, has not made it past 1 minute. Disaster for the Italian, who did so well last week.
Fucking hell.
Odems to set the fastest lap, not really a surprise. as he extends his lead. We've got Paul having a look around the outside of Softy. It's not been the sort of start that the man from Nottingham would have wanted. But we hope obviously Luke is okay. He seems to have got out of the car all right. Softy's going very defensive immediately. Paul's trying to get past as soon as possible. Jonas is having a little look as well, and at the moment they're as they were. Pagger's trying to have a look around the outside of Jonas. That's not going to work very well. And Martin is having to have bide his time for the moment at least. And out the front, we've still got Odems leading Matt by 6/10 of a second. Silent Assassin is just a further second behind those. They're going to want to keep as close to them as soon as possible. There's definitely a gap forming now between third and fourth. I imagine that Softy would have had to have started on the tyres. He did his best lap on, so he's going to have a little bit more wear than ever else. And we got Jonas nearly binning it and slotting in quite neatly just behind Martin in the end. That was a nervous moment for him, but he's lost ground and lost time to where he needs to be. Looking further ahead, Paul has surely got to have a go at the Toro Rosso drive this time. Odems is saying fastest lap after fastest lap. Softy's going defensive, but there is a gap for Paul at the moment. Is he going to try into turn one? Not quite. Softy is really struggling though. You saw how wide he went. Martin's doing his best to hang on the back, and Phil's trying to make as much progress as he can as well. Jake somehow has dropped 20 seconds off the back of Dom Smith, so I don't know what's happened there. Softy and Paul going side by side. Up the inside, the Scotsman, can he get past the man from Nottingham now? The two-time champion, not quite. They're still side by side as we go through this tricky turn 5. Up to turn 6, Softy's going to have the inside line and keeps 4th place. Paul's going to have to try a little bit harder than that to outwit the man from Nottingham. He breaks a bit late there and nearly takes half his front wing off. But there is definitely a gap now forming between 4th and 3rd. And this little cluster of drivers we've ended up with now are always going to have to start waving goodbye to a podium, which is awful news for the likes of Jonas, Phil and Softcock. As we come now to the end of lap 3, Odems is no way getting away from Matt and Silent Assassin. All of them will have DRS, as Paul is pretty much pushing Softy up the hill. Softy's going to need all the power he can have, with Paul with DRS over the line, and Paul was just ahead as they crossed it, but Softy's going to hold it up the inside. Is he? Yes, he is. Martin's having a look as well and might have lost some of his front wing, but I think he's got away with it, and he nearly spins, and Jonas has to go around and off the track to get past the Mercedes. Softy immediately going defensive. He really wants to keep this 4th place, but Paul with the DRS surely into turn 4 will do it. No, he can't, and they still have this bottleneck behind Softy. God, we always thought that Brazil was quite an easy track to overtake, but not at the moment. Dear me. We all know that Paul's going to be getting quite frustrated in the cockpit. I imagine he will be turning almost as red as this car. Would want to get past the Toro Rosso as soon as possible, but we have a serious bottleneck going on here, and no one is being given an inch. It's just the way we like it in TGP1. So, climbing up the hill again, Paul almost changing gear for Softy, and he's going to have DRS. Softy runs a little bit wide, and over to the line they come. Softy's leaving no room. Gee, that was close. But Paul, I think he's still got his front wing intact, which is good news to hear. But Softy really wasn't, or really pushing the limits for defensive driving there. But so far, at least, he's got away with it. And now Jonas is going to be quite interested in getting past Paul. He wants to have a run at Softy at least. And Paul doesn't try into turn 4. Softy was trying to have a little look around the outside, and that wasn't going to work. Turn 4, you've got to really commit to be able to make that work. And he's going to have a little sniff at the inside of Paul going into the tricky turn. And interestingly, something I hadn't noticed, Jonas is on the soft compound tyres. So that's going to be very crucial going forward. The only other drivers at the moment, we've got Pagger's past Martin, has he? Round the outside, going into the tricky left, right-hander. Martin runs him out of the road. You're allowed to do that. And Pagger's now going to run Phil out of the road, so the scrap continues. And as I was saying, the only drivers at the moment on the soft tyres, Jonas, Phil, James and Jack. with Jake on the mediums after making that mysterious pit stop that we didn't see. Surely this time for Paul, although dropping a little bit further back, it's going to have to make a move into softy to turn 4 sooner rather than later, because the time that he's losing is huge. Martin, we saw in the background there, making a great move up the inside of the other Ferrari, claim back 7th place. That's going to get a little bit tasty as we go down the straight towards turn 4. Let's keep our attention on that for the moment. Paga, is he going to have a look at the inside? Both of DRS, he is. And pulls off a fantastic move up the inside of Martin, but runs wide. Oh, and he's lost the place to Martin, and Phil's going to get through, surely. And we got a car from the background, that was Jack Pearson. Pagger's holding his own at the inside of Phil. He's going to run Phil out of road, and Phil's going to try immediately on the inside, but not close enough there. You have to be well alongside the driver going into that turn to be able to make a confident move. And worryingly for Paul and John, as Softy is, I wouldn't say he's pulling away, but he's gapping a little bit now. So they're going to have to keep an eye on that. And someone's ahead
12 from 13.
12 from 13, let's have a look. Oh, Jay Davies all over the back of Dom Smith, two completely different car compounds. And Jake will surely breeze past Dom Smith. We've got 2 people in the pits. We've got Softcop and Martin in the pits. Martin has set up a shot, the pit lane limiter. Come on, son, sort that out. TGP2 champion is not comfortable making too many of those mistakes. Jack Pearson's got a 3-second penalty for corner cuts. That's pretty poor. John is all over the back of Paul. These two getting very frustrated. And as said,
oh, check out the inside. What a move!
And Jake has got Dom Smith. I just caught the end of it. We heard Dom reacting over team radio, applauding his fellow driver. Dom's going to get DRS. He's going to be able to have a look at the inside into turn 4. Jake goes defensive. We've got a yellow flag out there. Matt spun out second. Oh, disaster for the Renault driver.
Final corner.
At the final corner where Luca also entered his race. Matt hasn't entered his race, but Odems is in the pits. So does Silent Assassin. And so is Matt, the top 3 pitting. Are we going to see Paul follow suit? Yes, we are. Now watch Paul for where he comes out in relation to Softcop. Have we got anyone else quite keen to make a move? Paggers, of course, had to stay out due to his teammate pitting. He isn't close to John enough. Close enough to John even. Jack Pearson with his penalty moves up into 5th. So now let's watch where these 4 come out. Paul then goes onto the soft tyres. Where's he going to come out in relation to Softy, who's just coming up to the start-finish line now? Paul is just coming to the end of the pit lane. It's going to be close. And Softy has maintained his lead. I tell you what, he's going to be quite close to Silent Assassin, who somehow, I imagine he had to change some, he had some damage and had to change some parts, because he's dropped back behind Matt. And Matt, after his spin, has somehow come out ahead of Silent Assassin, and Softy is very close with, well, I wouldn't say very close, he's just close to these. And I tell you what, Martin has also jumped Paul in these stops, so really bad in lap for Paul. And the undercut has worked a treat for these two. Of course, Martin with his 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, it's only going to be short-lived, but another roadblock is just what Paul didn't need. We've got Paga now coming into the pit. Let's see where he's going to come out in relation to the drivers he's fighting with. I think he might come out behind most of them.
Are you sure we can't red flag this?
John is calling for a red flag.
I joke, I do joke.
A spectator on the track or something.
Just look at the position.
Anyway, Paga coming towards the end of the pits now. Softy's definitely going to go through. But is Martin? And he might even jump his teammate. Paul's had an awful out lap and an awful in lap, and he could have lost the position to his teammate. He has!
Front row damage from Softy.
Dom Smith's got a 5-second stop and go for speeding in the pit lane. Oh, bloody hell.
Oh, come on, Dom.
God, these league managers, eh? So now we're going to see a little feisty, fiery battle between the 2 Ferraris. Arriva Beni, apparently, according to one source, was pretty pissed off last week because apparently Paga didn't let Paul through. That is yet to be confirmed and probably complete bullshit, but they rekindled their love this week here in Brazil, and they've even got a little Mercedes involved. quite cute. Odem sets the fastest lap on the soft tyres. His first real lap out the pits. That just shows the pace he's got. Now 6-second advantage over his rival. Paga with DRS on Martin. Might not be able to make a move into turn 1, but will surely look at one into turn 4. Maybe he's just lining him up with Martin over a second off of Softy. He's going to have to watch that. And Paul still right.
I'm right behind Jack.
Paga is going to be waiting to pick up any slips. And Jack Pearson has somehow dropped hugely back and is now holding up the net race leader. So I'm sure that Odem isn't going to be very happy with that. The Irishman is going to want to get past him as soon as possible. He's got a very healthy lead. Oh, he nearly loses half his front wing there. And Jack Pearson isn't playing ball, trying to help his teammate clearly. Although I don't really know why. Softy at the moment is battling for the lead. Jack is really struggling on those tyres. And surely this is some easy pickings as John has pits. And Phil comes into the pits. So let's see where these two are going to rejoin. James is the only one to stay out. Jack Pearson's also pitted. Jack Pearson's got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Second man to do that. Third man. So John is going on to the super soft tyres. Where is Softcop? He's just coming up to the line now. Paga's having a move on the inside of Martin. I can't get the right camera angle. And there's contact. Martin's out. I did not see that because the camera would not shift correctly. But somehow the Mercedes driver has lost his front left wheel. And that is game over.
Yes, squeezing up to the pit wall.
And we can get some live reaction now. Martin, what happened? Thank you, Martin. So now we're going to go back to Paul, who, from all of this, somehow is still ahead of Jean-Luc Taylor. With Jean on the faster tyres, it's surely not going to be behind him for very long. And Paul would have just watched the incident with him and his teammate Martin there. And he's going to fancy a little bit of that, but not as much as John is fancying a little bit of Paul at the moment. And into the last corner at least, John is going to try one there. And going up the hill, he's almost got him already before the DRS even kicks in. Round the outside, Jean-Luc Taylor, 2 trailer park girls. He hits the DRS and up to the line. He hasn't got him by the time he hit the line, but he has got him into turn 1.
Oh, it's
Paul's trying to hold his own. We've got James coming out the pits in the background, but Jonas has done the move on the Scotsman. And we can see just the difference in tyre life. A little bit of understeer there from Paul, but he's on the DRS. He's having a look at the outside now of John into turn 4. Is this going to be switched around the order again? Not quite. Is Paul now just going to tuck in to the slipstream of the current championship leader and follow him up to his teammate? I think that's going to be the wisest decision for the meantime. And the closest bands we have on chat at the moment is James and Phil at the moment, of all things. So these two on the super soft tyres now. I'm going to fancy a bit of Paul McGuinness himself. Paul, you're a popular man today. And these two, I think, are going to be all over the back of the Ferrari driver soon. And John is already under a second to Paga. The Dutchman is going to have to be watching his mirrors in a second, as he's going to have a feisty man from Harlow filling most of his mirrors. In not too distant, although he just dropped. He somehow got DRS despite dropping just over a second as they crossed the DRS zone. John is half a second off on his personal best after that lap. And is going to want to catch the Ferrari driver sooner rather than later. We've got a yellow flag in sector 1 as Jack Pearson's retired. He's binned it going into turn 1. I don't know if he's just outbraked himself and just carried straight on through. But the Toro Rosso driver, who's going to want his fortunes to change sooner rather than later, finds himself in the wall at turn 1. And that's not good news for the Red Bull Junior driver.
I think Matt behind me might have front wing damage.
All over the back of Softcop. He's managed to close the gap. Softy, of course, his tyres are 2 laps older than Paga's. And while we thought that Jonas was going to be the next man all over the back of him, it's actually Paga. And further back, Phil Bardwell and James have rightly caught up to Paul. So one Ferrari's on the attack, one's very much on the defence. And Phil Bardwell, well down the order at the moment, is going to want to pass him as soon as possible. Going up the hill now, we have to switch between the two cameras. Pagger's not close enough to Softy, but I tell you, Phil is close enough to Paul. And before we get to the start-finish line, Phil has already got past him with James. That's fast race. He's going to have a look at Paul as well, but not quite close enough. Paul is going to have to late on the brakes and has to avoid Phil. And that's going to put him really under pressure from James on the quicker tyres. Paul's going to have the DRS on Phil, but I think it's not close enough. Phil immediately goes defensive. Phil's weaving on the track. You can't do that, son. Sort it out. But Paul is not close enough, and James is going to keep trying on the outside. Paul pushes him wide, but James with the grip is going to keep on, and are we going to see him moving to turn 6? Not quite. So that dies down a little bit now, and we've got Pagger just 3/10 of a second off the back of Softy, and this is bringing Jonas very nicely into this battle for 4th. We'll keep switching between these two battles over the last 5 laps, with Odems, just like he did in Monza, streaking clear 6 seconds ahead of Matt, who in the first stint looked like he was going to give him a bit of a challenge, and Silent Assassin at a further 1.5 seconds back in his McLaren. Go up the hill again. We've got Pagger all over the back of Softy. We've got James side by side with Paul already as they're going up the hill. And surely we'll have him, but now our attention switched back to Pagger, who's in the slipstream of the Toro Rosso driver. He's going to try and find a gap at the inside. There's not one there. And he's going to try around the outside, is he? And there's a little bit of wheel rubbing, but somehow they're still both pointing in the right direction. Up to the second DRS lane now. Softy immediately goes defensive. Pagger has to pull out the slipstream. Jonas is going to get interested. He's going to have a look at the inside. Not quite yet, but Pagger's going to try and hold his own around the outside. Softy pushes him wide. He's still there. Watch out, boys. Let's not end in tears. Pagger's going to be at the inside into turn 6, but it's not quite close enough. And Softy chopped him off before he gets a chance, but he's going to have a little look. But not quite yet. As in the background, we did see James get past Paul. But at the moment, this is where the real action is, and Phil's going to want to get involved in this as soon as possible. What I think the most astonishing thing about this is John is on the newer tyres, and he didn't close up to Pagger as much as I thought, as quick as I thought he would. And it's actually been Pagger that's helping him join the battle for 4th. As we watch again him going up the hill, is Softy going to immediately go defensive again? He's going to have to. Pagger with the DRS is going to have to switch to the outside sooner rather than later, rather than hope for a gap to go on the inside. John is also with the DRS in the background. Pagger's going to hope for the best around the outside. He brakes a lot later. He goes round the outside of the Toro Rosso driver. What a move! But with DRS, Softy's going to be straight back at it. Jonas is climbing all over the curb. Pagger immediately defends the inside, just like Softy does. Jonas has to admit defeat for the time being. Softy's going to try and hold it around the outside. There's a little bit of contact between the Ferrari and the Toro Rosso. And Pagger looks like he's done it, but they're going to be almost 3 wide. Going to turn 6. Softy holds in the spud. That was his own fault. He shouldn't have kept his nose there, and he's only got himself to blame. If he'd have done what Pagger did in the last lap, he would have been 5th. Not 9th. Softy, that's my advice for you. As he spins again, you're an idiot. Alright? Not
that wasn't advice, it was a statement.
We go back now still to the fight for 4th, and Phil is very much involved now, and he would have been watching with bated breath that all 3 of them would have spun, but he wasn't quite that lucky. He's just off Softy instead. And Jonas on the DRS and Pagger. Pagger immediately goes defensive as Phil nearly gets his nose chopped off from Jonas. We've got 2 of the top 3 in the standings at the moment fighting, and Phil runs wide into Jonas.
Pagger's driving is poor.
And at the moment, we've got Jonas clouding the radio saying that Pagger's in the wrong, but I haven't seen him do anything wrong yet. I don't know, is Jonas in the same race I'm watching? We'll find out afterwards, I'm sure, but I don't see what Pagger's done wrong yet so far. But meanwhile, with a lap and a half to go, the fight for 2nd could get juicy in a couple of laps. There's only 9/10 in that, but we're going to continue watching the battle for 4th as we near the close of another lap. And Jonas nearly lost it and might lose 6th to James. James round the outside of the final corner. What a move that would have been if he pulls that off going up the hill. As he, not quite, they're still wheel to wheel. Who's going to get the DRS more importantly? It's John. Phil's getting close to Pagger as well. He's going to be as close to make a move into turn 1. Not quite on the last lap now. It's all kicking off. James round the outside of Jonas, and he's got up to 6th. Great race so far from James. And John is going to have DRS on him, but Phil has got DRS on Pagger in the meantime. Going down to turn 4, Pagger immediately goes defensive. Phil's trying for the lane move to the inside, he's hit him! Oh dear! It's a disaster for Phil. He tried a Daniel Ricciardo-esque move, and the gap just wasn't there. And once again, I've got to say that was, from the looks of it at least, Phil tried a move that wasn't going to be there, and he's come off worse. And the one who this has all helped out is James, but in the meantime, he hasn't really been featured much this race, but he's going to take his 2nd win in TGP1. Odems crosses the line to win in Interlagos.
Get in!
Matt has held off for 2nd place. Silent Assassin comes home 3rd, good result for him. Pagger, he's been bumped, he's been bruised, he's been defensive, he's been attacking, and he finishes 4th. I think one of the drives of the day, coming home 4th. James in 5th, another one up there. Jonas will be a little bit disappointed with 6th. Paul McGuinness comes home 7th. Phil Bargewell will be 8th. Softcop in his Toro Rosso will be 9th, his old-time sparring partner, and also someone who's been very quiet in this race, Jake, coming home in 10th after his earlier misdemeanors. Dom Smith is going to finish 11th and a lap down.
Carnage on the way down to turn 4. Carnage. Oh, Red Bull's gone to Black Williams.
And Dom does indeed finish 11th. So that has been your racing into Lagos. It might not have been quite as interesting in the top 3, but the battle for 4th definitely gave us some entertainment. As we're waiting for the drivers to come out to the podium. There he is, Odems, with his 2nd win. Fantastic. He will be delighted. We can get some live thoughts from Odems. Well done, your 2nd win in TGP1 in 3 races. Well, it's been almost 100%. How do you feel?
Felt pretty good. Once, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Alright, good. Yeah, once Matt had his little spin and I set the fastest lap on the softs, I knew I was going to be able to just cruise to the end, and I did. So, happy with that.
No, fantastic. You did yourself proud there. Let's have a quick run down the top 10. We'll come back to you. So Odems, the winner. Matt coming home in 2nd. Silent Assassin finished 3rd. Pago, great drive for him in 4th. James, also great drive in 5th. And we got Jonas 6th. Paul in 7th, who'll be disappointed with that. Phil Bargewell in 8th. Softcop in 9th. And Jake Davies in 10th. Dom Smith 11th and a lap down. The rest did not finish. So, it's Odin, sorry, quickly back to you. Yeah, it couldn't have gone much better for you, could it? Do you think that you got the maximum out of the car this race?
Yeah, I think so. I set a 10.4 on the softs, like a few laps from the end, so I think I had a lot of pace in the car. I'm not sure whether Soft Cup would have been able to challenge me. He went down the inside a bit kind of desperately, so I think maybe he felt the same. So I'm not too sure what happened there, but yeah, I think I got the best out of the car today.
No, fantastic. And back at the lead of the championship now as well. Do you see yourself continuing listening to Mexico? Is Mexico one of your strong tracks?
No, probably one of my weaker ones. But
oh, okay. Well,
just have to do my best.
We'll see how you get on. But that has been the Brazilian Grand Prix. All kicking off in the chat, guys.
By the way, guys, Man City have scored in the 2nd minute and Roma are winning 2.
Okay, City, let's go.
Not particularly happy with Phil in that last race.
I know, I don't know why he does.
He just swiped right across me coming into the last corner.
I just missed that, so I was watching the battle behind you.
I just caught the very end of it, Luke. I saw you sort of spinning.
Yeah, basically, Phil had made a mistake going to the second to last. So I went up the inside and left him room, and then he twitched left, took my front end, and I spun then, I was on the grass. That was it. So,
here comes Sophie.
yeah.
Is Sophie going to run around Paga? Oh, Sophie's diving.
You know what? From what I've seen, I think what was happening on Paga's screen is completely different to what's happening on everyone else's.
Well,
Yeah.
Paga had some serious luggage.
Did you see? Did you see
major lag
me and
issue.
Paga's crash last week? Where he just phantom spun into me. So yeah.
I think it's
Right, ready up then.
because the last lap with Phil, that wasn't Paga's fault. Phil was just trying to make a
Oh,
move.
Phil tried to do a Daniel Ricciardo move.
Yeah,
Never
the softy one as well. Yeah, it's not really his. What I was annoyed at was he kind of, I don't know if it was just from my perspective for a moment or so, but it was just, he just dawdled on the way it runs to turn one, and maybe I went a bit deep, but it was like, as he dawdled going over the curb, and like, I'm thinking, shit, and I had to go on the curb, and that got me loose, and then Phil got by me, and then obviously, the frickin' inside curb before the last corner was such a pain. I hit that twice in a race and lost
Sounds like
places.
bad drive, right? It sounds like.
I was watching your screen, John, as going through the set of S's, and it didn't. Basically, I think Phil pushed you wide onto the curb at one point, and you lost all your time then because Phil had ran wide.
Yeah. It was early on in the race. Martin was like almost spinning in the second corner, and I had to go round the outside of him. It like spinning and held it as I passed him. So, maybe some people say, "Well, you passed him off the track," but you know, Martin's car was going for a spin from on my screen for a moment, and then as I got past, I think I actually nudged him back the right way as I passed.
Some of the standard driving that I was watching wasn't great. I mean, defending, they were pushing people off the track, weren't leaving the room. Phil was weaving at one point. I mean, that's not.
I did shout it. I shouted. Phil was weaving.
It's like, you know, I had to pass Paul. That was all fair. I was Paul, big driver in the bloody league, so I know there's going to be no wrong there. I think I was a bit annoyed because, you know, I wanted to catch him and then he got gone really slowly into the corner and it caught me out. So that's probably what I got annoyed with more than anything. It probably wasn't his fault, so to be fair. It's just heat of the moment sort of thing. But, on the inside, I lost fifth to James because of it, and then he was on the outside with me, and I think we both got DRS on the last lap, off each other, somehow.
I tell you what, John, I thought I'd misjudged that into turn one. They were so close.
Oh, I saw you and I was like, yeah,
no, it's fine, it's all good. Just
that one you surprised me. I was like, oh shit! Like someone expected you to go for me. But I thought, you know, no, it's fine. It's part of the game. I mean, I saw it, reacted to it, and yeah, probably.
Paul, I swear you just went backwards in that race.
I could have safely been fourth, I think, if I had Paul didn't make the move. But you know, he made the move, so I think it's
that whole train looked like a complete slipstream fest. That, like, the top three, we were so lucky that we were away from that because that's a mess to be in.
It wasn't a slipstream fest. They were capacity one.
That exactly. Well, exactly because everyone's giving each other slipstream. No one's getting past. Is it dry all the way through? Please be dry all the way through.
All three quality it's dry, but the race is wet.
Oh, for
everyone's going to score points.
Okay, we'll alter the setup of the car.
What race? Sorry, what point is that just great guys?
Body's dry. Great win, by the way, Dennis.
Thanks.
Very well.
For some silly reason, Mike,
I did 10-4,
to share party audio overrides the setting to mute your own mic, so I can be heard.
You can be.
Which is why I didn't say much. I know. Why would they do that? Why would they override the setting?
Oh dear.
Oh, chin chin.
This is one of my worst tracks.
I've been first in both races. I haven't been the first couple round.
I hate this circuit. I want to kill myself right now.
Bit excessive. I'm about to just can't have something he is.
It's so stupid.
Mike, when are you going to start accommodation? Like 5 minutes in?
Probably with 6 minutes to go, so I can do a little intro.
Luca Chiapelli intro needed.
Oh, we're still on the stream now, aren't we, Joe?
I was going to say, we can't say anything dodgy yet, because we're still on the stream, aren't we?
Ah, flip parkings.
Yeah, but this bit will get cut out of the time.
Oh,
I'm guessing
the outtakes.
I'm guessing you're going to cut out the negative talk as well. Joe.
Yeah, I normally cut it from when Mike says goodbye at the end of the first race to when he starts commentating. Last week it started bang on where you went, to the comedy box, Mike Blue!
Well, to be fair, I could try and do a Mexican accent introduction for you, Mike, but I don't know how that's going to go down well.
No, don't practice, don't practice. Save it for when it happens.
Hello.
I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to practice.
Wait. I need to get the intro music ready, and then you can start.
Welcome to TGP 1.
Mike will say it's ready, have a couple of seconds silence, and then bang. And then, as Mike does it at the show, Paul will sing the Mexican hat dance underneath.
Right, I know what I'm roughly going to say.
I apologise for disappointing all Giovanna fans, but I will get the first lap in before we get pole. I think
Standard.
As Mike says welcome, we will shout.
And then I'll say my little bit, and then Mike can start talking. How about that?
Yeah. Dean's gonna get copyright strikes.
No, I think it's over dramatic, like salsa music. Oh, Dems!
Please kill me.
What has he done?
Oh, Dems!
I got on the curb and my car was like, haha, fuck you. Seriously, that fucking curb is just an auto spin.
Oh,
I told you guys, the S's on a pad is actual cancer.
It is.
Seriously, it's just not fun at all.
Well, this is gonna be lively, isn't it?
I think I'm only gonna be able to ever in my career here. Yeah.
Luca, I'm going to play this just before you introduce me.
Okay.
Not too loud. If that's a former #1 hit in Mexico, we're getting strong.
Oh, they don't love it. The Mexicans will love it. They don't hate the British.
I know Perry watching.
Just shout fuck the wall and then we're good.
Okay.
I think this might be a recurring trend where I do real well in the first race and I bottle the second one.
I hope it's not. Actually, no, I hope it is. Sorry.
Softy's on pulse, so it's going to be the quarter of the bottle of the rain.
Is it raining for the race?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Is it raining the whole way?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Please end me!
But knowing this game, it's very likely it might end up dry, because this game just defies logic.
Right, we're gonna start the intro at about sort of 6 minutes and 30 seconds to go, Luke, which is in 30 seconds. So I'll start the music then, and then as I fade out, you can,
We're actually doing the music.
Classic intro, and then we get going. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Right. So we've got a 25-second countdown. I hope you're all ready for what is about to be an inevitable cock-up. 10 seconds to go. Ready? That's
Ready for fade out.
Start. 3. We're gonna go now.
And we go to commentary with Mike Noon.
Thank you, handy Mexican man who follows me around in my luggage. Welcome to round number 4 of the TGP1 season. It's season 29, if you didn't know already. And you join us at the moment for a very overcast Mexico City. But the word in the commentary and in the paddock at the moment is that it's going to be a wet race. Our first one of the season. We've had 2 wet qualifying. We haven't had a wet race, but we've got a treat for you. So this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome along. It's round number 4, I said. And just to make things a little bit more dramatic before we get going, the championship leader and already two-time winner this season has retired from qualifying with no lap. He got on the curb on the exit of the S's just before the end of sector 2, and he hit the wall, and he lost a front left tyre. So that's obviously disastrous for him. And as we stand at the moment, we have got two-time champion Softy on provisional pole with his nemesis in the last race, Paga, provisionally second. So a decent 0.3 of a second gap for the soft cop at the moment. And he's going to want to hope that he can keep that up for the time being as well. He's on an outlap at the moment, as some of the drivers are, as we gear up towards the end of the session. So a little bit about the recent history for TGP1 here in Mexico. In the PS4 era, the previous winners have been Will in the first round we had here, Phil, second time we visited, Softy, a previous winner, Jake, James, and Jean. So we've never had a repeat winner at Mexico. Will we get our first one today? Of course, with the wet race, it could throw up any result. One man who's going to be gutted he can't make it today is Owen Quimby. As we know how good he is in the wet. Matt has just popped up into second, using some Softy slipstream now down the main straight as Softy starts his flying lap. So a good time there from the Renault driver, who put in a fantastic performance, finished second last time out, despite having a spin in the last sector. Who else have we got on laps at the moment? Jack Pearson, Phil Bardwell, all on laps, and Matt is on another one and using some Softy slipstream, which is going to be good in sector 1. But in sectors 2 and 3, he's going to want to be as far away from that Toro Rosso as possible. Softy drifting as he comes out of that tricky corner, a little bit on the too greedy on the gas as well, coming out of there as we head into the SS section. Soft cop now, this is where he's really going to come into his element. Tyres are going to be screaming for it all to end, and through sector 2, Softy's done a 28.6. No idea if that's good or not. Into the beautiful stadium section now. We've got the aerial shot as well, as Jake has popped up into third. That's more like it. Dismal first 3 rounds for him. And he's going to want to get his championship retention back on track as soon as possible. Softy sets a 15.4, half a second quicker than anyone else. And that is a benchmark. And that's as quick as he's going. Jake has also called it a day in qualifying. That's what Matt has pitted, so that's going to be his best time. Let's watch Paga. He's just starting a lap at the moment. The man who, well, some of the drivers caused a bit of controversy in round number 3, but up in the Commodores and in the production studios at CS Sports, we all thought he drove fantastically. But what's he going to do in his... Oh, he's going to get this one and one more lap, if he wants it. And through sector 1 he's done a 28.6. So is that good? I don't know. Now into this tricky double right-hander. You've got to be so careful on the power here, as this is what's going to set you up for the SS section. This quick left into the right, then immediately onto a left again, then another right, and then finally a left, just as the tyres want to give up. And through the second sector, he's done a 28.6, so he's matching Softy at the moment. Into the tricky stadium section. He's gone a bit wide into the hairpin. That's going to lose him a lot of time. It's surprising how much time he loses at that corner. The tricky last corner where it's off camber. You've got to go on the power, but the car does not want to. And up to the line, he hasn't improved. And that's last sector, I fear, has really cost him. He's going to be able to get in another lap, which he's going to want to do. Jonas has just ended sector 1. So we'll come back to him if his lap progresses. Martin is just finishing sector 1 as well. Phil Barswell has come around the last corner. Also a lap is he going to do up to the line. He goes up to 5th on a 16.3. So not bad from the man from Middlesbrough. Paul McGuinness also on a lap. He's just gone through sector 1. Phil Barswell, that's as best he's going to do. Jack Pearson onto the line. Where's he going to go? He didn't improve. So Jack Pearson's going to have another go. James has called it a day. He's coming into the pits. Dom Smith, it hasn't come out at all. We're up out to John, who has just come around the final corner. He's very wide, gets on the curb, and John O'Taylor might get over lap, and if he's lucky, he will do, and he's going to need it. Although improving, he hasn't moved up the order at all. Martin goes up to 4th, he's moved up the order. What about Pagger? Coming into the stadium section where it all went wrong for him in the last lap. Neat and tidy through the left-hander. And this final tricky right, and then the run to the line. Where's he going to move? Is he going to go up from 5th at all? He goes 2nd. He joins softly on the front row, and the Dutchman is where he needs to be as possible. Jonas is going for another lap. Chiapelli is just coming into the stadium section. Let's watch the Italian through these tricky corners. And then coming out the last corner now. Where's the Sauber driver going to go? Is he going to improve on 9th? Is he going to challenge Paul? Yes, he can. And moves up to 8th. Chiapelli, Jack Pearson up to the line. He can't improve on 10th. John O'Taylor now coming into the tricky stadium section. He's the last driver we've got to run. No pressure, John. And then out of the final corner. Is he going to go any higher than P7? He's going to need to for his championship. And he goes up to 5th. So it's not bad, but it's definitely not brilliant from the man from Harlow, who a week ago was taking a pole position and on his way to a win. So a rundown then of the qualifying order. Softy on pole, a great result from him, 3 tenths ahead of Pagger, the Dutchman, a great drive from him. Matt is going to be 3rd, Jake is in 4th, he's finally getting his season back on track. Jonas in 5th, Martin is 6th, Phil Bardwell 7th, Chiapelli, great drive from him in 8th, Paul way down there in 9th, he's not getting his 24th position, is he? Jack Pearson rounding out the top 10, Odems, who binned it earlier on, James in 12th, and then Dom Smith rounding out the order. So the top 3 we had last season, just in case any of you are interested, John has actually won. Then we had James coming over, and then Paul in 3rd, and Lord and behold, the rain has come. I definitely think Jonas did his rain dance overnight. I think you don't want to see the rain dance.
We're all on slicks. I can't change either.
And although there is rain, the information getting over the team radio at the moment is that it's still dry enough for slicks. So we'll see how this develops. Are we going to see a few drivers brave it and go on the intermediates for the start? I don't know. I don't have a weather forecast in front of me. But they're going to be sitting a little bit more uncomfortably in those cockpits than they are already, not quite knowing what is going on. So then your top 2, Softy, Pagger. We've got 1, 4 lights, 5 lights in Mexico. And we're on the way at the Mexico Grand Prix on the slick tyres and the wet conditions. And if we have the long round down to turn 1, Dom Smith hasn't got off to a start, but I tell you who's got a great start, that's Jake. He's already looking up the inside. It's 4 wide going into turn 1, and there's just as many people behind that are going to fancy their chances. But Jake late on the brakes, and they've all gone wide. Oh, and Softy's running to the back of Jake. Pagger's the only one to keep it on track. Oh, we've got 2 cars off in the background. That was Martin. That was a Toro Rosso. Oh, we've got Matt this round. It's carnage. At the front, Softcop's down to 5th. But Pagger has run away with it. And Jake is only a 2.5 behind. But everyone's struggling behind for grip. And the braking is really tricky. He's got Paul up the inside. He's made his way up to 5th so far. James has got a 5-second stop and go penalty for ignoring a yellow flag. And it's all kicked off in the first couple of exchanges. And the man who's made the best start so far is Phil Bardwell, I'd say. Up to the Odems has had a great start, also up to 7th. But the big losers have been Matt, have been Martin, who we saw round the wrong way coming out of the exit of the first couple of corners. Matt has still got his front wing intact at least, unlike Martin. Jack Pearson somehow got away with no damage either. We're having a look back towards the front now. Jake, who we said needs to get his season going ahead of the dream starts. Phil Bardwell runs right in the background, and the drivers are really struggling for grip. As you can see just how wide they're all going. Jonas all over the back of the man from Middlesbrough. They give a little bit of contact, but I think they've come out scot-free so far, have they? Paga sets the fastest lap as he streaks where Softcock's coming to the pits. I think he did have damage. And we got also Paul coming into the pits. Chiapelli's up to 6th. Odems is already up to 5th. Jonas is hassling Phil Bardwell though. And he's going to have a look up the inside into turn 1. He's going to think about it. But Phil says, yeah, no, you're not having any of that, mate. And things hopefully will start to calm down a little bit. Actually, no, they don't. This has been brilliant so far. James has made his way up 5 positions as well, and is going to try and go up 6 at the expense of Chiapelli. And the Italian, I think at the moment, is going to have to concede to the Irishman. The Williams dives up the inside, but he's run well wide. Oh, disaster. And he's going to lose 2 more positions to Matt and Jack. It was looking so good for the Irishman, but he just outbreaks himself in these really tricky conditions as Phil Bardwell and Jonas rekindle their love for clearly changing each other's gears. That's not a euphemism as they come to the end of Sector 2 on the 2nd lap, and things are not quieting down, and it's not quieting down for Phil's rear tyres as well. He's spinning them up at the exit of the S's. And I don't know what you guys are all thinking at the moment, but what a race we're going to be in store for, as Phil is still struggling. They're all struggling, except for Odems, who is going to have a great run on the Red Bull driver coming out the last corner. He started 11th, but is already hassling 4th. The championship leader has had a dream start. He said he was getting the maximum out of the car in Brazil, and he's going to want to get the maximum out of the car for sure now. And in the background we can see James trying to get back up as more places as possible. Jack Pearson's had to pit. Where's he going to come out in relation to Paul and Softy? Those are going to be his markers. And Odems tries a late move up from Phil. And can't quite make it work, but he's going to keep his nose in there. And Phil's round. Oh, Phil Bardwell. He's hit Luca. It's those two again.
Fucking hell, Phil.
And Matt is
Every
up to
single
5th.
time.
James is going to move up as well. Luke has got damage. Phil has got away with it. And there's going to be a very angry Italian in that Sauber as he tries to keep his nose at the inside of Phil Bardwell. And there's going to be some words had between these two in a minute, because, as I said, it's the 2nd time in 2 races they've come to blows. And you'd say at the moment, I think, out there, looking at the gaps, that Jake has the upper hand on Paga. He's closing in on him sector by sector. The gap is just half a second now. Jake will be looking to be the only repeat winner of Mexico as it stands. Paga will want to make it 7 different drivers, winning drivers in 7 races. But they're going to have a long old slog. We've got a yellow flag further back. Who's that for? It's Luca. He's lost the rest of his front wing. And that is a disaster for the Italian. Unfortunately gets a 3-second penalty in the meantime, as does Jack Pearson. Is that a surprise? Joke, really. And everything starts to calm itself down, apart from Jake. Sorry, I was missing that. As Paga runs wide, it looked like out of turn 1. But Jake had a great chance to take the lead, and he's going to have an even better one now. We go on board with the Force India driver on the run down to turn 4. He's round the outside. And is he going to make the move stick? Very tricky on the brakes. He locks up, and Paga's still there, but Jake's going to have the inside line for the right-hander. And they're both... And Jake just runs him out of road. And the Welshman goes back into a position he was more comfortable with last season, but is one going to get back used to this feeling this season as he moves up into 1st place. Odems now is challenging Jonas. These two were 1st and 2nd in the standings going into this race. We know Odems is 1st going into this one, or going to last race. We know Odems is 1st going into this one. Jonas having a bit of a poor last race, in his opinion.
Jesus Christ.
Down in 6th. And
I very nearly put that in the barrier there.
Jonas is here screaming over the radio for more grip, and I can't promise you that, I'm afraid. Paga's still going to try and keep Jake interested, but Odems is definitely keeping Jonas busy. And coming down the main straight, he's surely going to have a chance going into turn 1. Very difficult braking zone. Martin's got a 3-second penalty down in 11th. And are we going to see a move and a change of position? DRS is open for the Haas driver, but I don't think he's close enough. Maybe a chance into turn 4. Odems very late on the brakes, but somehow gets it stopped. And Pagger's just 3 tenths off of Jake, and with DRS as well, he moves to the right-hand side of the track, but I think Jake has got him covered. Concerns to Jonas and Odems. Jonas is going a little bit defensive, but Odems is having a late move. And there's a little bit of contact. Jonas is off the track. He tries to keep his nose in there. There's more contact. And the Haas driver moves up into 3rd place. And Matt's going to be trying to get interested in his team very soon as well. And Pagger now dropping to just, he's nearly put it in a wall with what he's done, but the gap is still just under a second, so he's going to keep the RS.
This car just wants to kill
John is
himself.
really struggling. We're hearing him over radio complaining of grip.
I know exactly what you mean.
Odem is also complaining of grip, so it's not easy for the drivers out there, and I think the rain is still coming down, but it's still not just wet enough for the intermediates, and no one, one person has gambled, and that's Paul. Another bit of team radio with Sophie and Martin. Sophie and Martin, I'm going to cut to before, sorry. Sophie and Martin, what do you want to, Pagger's pitted and has Matt.
Sophie and Martin are on the Inters, they pitted end of lap 1 with Paul, and Pagger's just pitted for Inters.
Pagger's pitted for Inters, Matt is pitted for Supersoft. Wow. So we've got Pagger on the Inters, Paul on the Inters, Softy on the Inters, and Martin on the Inters. Matt has come out the pit and is going to have Paul for company. Matt has gone into the Supersoft, the only person to have pitted and done so. Paul is on the Inters, and as they're running into turn 1, Paul has got the outside line, got that bit extra grip, and got 6th place. But Martin's had to put his nose in, quite literally, and the battle reigns on. Only the other driver's going to get whiff of this potential quicker tyre. Matt's still keeping interest around the outside. He's got the inside for the tricky right-hander. Paul's run a bit wide. They're still going for it. Side-by-side racing between these two. It's frustrating for them, but it's brilliant for us. And Matt has somehow held on to 6th. And are we going to see any of the leaders? What's Jake going to do? Is he going to pit? No, he doesn't. He stays out. Odems, is he going to come in? He's running wide and doesn't pit. Jonas is going to pit.
I just lost so much time that I should fucking know.
James also pit. So 3rd and 4th have chose to pit, but the top 2 are sticking with it for the time being. Where are they going to come out in relation to Pagger? Well, I tell you what, Pagger's already coming down the main straight. So he's very much clear. What about Jonas? Where's he going to come out in relation to Matt? He's well ahead of Matt because of the time he lost with Paul, and now Paul is under pressure from Softcop. The Toro Rosso driver, who started on pole, found himself in 5th after turn 1, is now going to have a look at Paul, and he's not quite, the DRS is still allowed, and he's going to have a look around the outside, is he not quite? And for the time being, they stay as they are, but into the 2nd DRS straight. Jack Pearson gets another time penalty, are we surprised? Softy again on the DRS. Trying to look around the outside of Paul, switches to the inside late, Paul has him covered. And they remain as they were. Phil Bardwell is still on softs and seems to be going. Paul's run right and Softy's now at the inside.
Softy, what are you doing? I swear to fuck, I'm actually going to kick your head in, man.
And is through. And Paul is now dropped down to 8th. Disastrous.
I'm actually going to flip and kill him.
Paul, we're hearing on the team radio, is not happy at all with the Toro Rosso driver, who's also lost time to Phil, and Paul is dropping like a stone. As we've got Jake in the pits, and he's gone onto the supers as well, so he's not feeding the intermediate tyres the right tyre. Pagger's going around the last corner now. Softy's got a penalty, and where is Pagger going to come in relation to Jake? Jake is just getting on the gas now, but I think Pagger's going to have done enough. He has. Oh, has he? Only just. Fantastic racing between these two now on 2 different tyres, but who's got the right call? Further back, Martin is pitted for the Inters as well.
Martin's already on
Phil
Inters.
has got ahead of Softy, and Jake has got a run on Pagger.
Martin's pitted for super soft.
And he's already passed it. Martin is gone on the super soft, so he was in the inters and now he's changed tack. So maybe the rain isn't as heavy as they all thought it was going to be. Meanwhile, in P1 is a very lonely Odem, but he's been used to that for most of the season, so I'm sure he's not that bored. Jack Pearson's got now amassed 9 seconds worth of penalties and has lost a position to Paul.
Where the hell's Jack come from?
He spun! Jack spun!
Jack Pearson then, we saw
He's just spun twice.
He's having a disaster as he spun multiple times and dropped to the back of the order there. Sorry for the brief section of mute. And Jack Pearson spun again, he's really struggling. He must have overheated his tyres by now. Pagger's dropped a second and a half behind Jake. Odems is in the pit and also gone into the super soft tyres. Where's he going to come out in relation to John as he's well clear of him? And they then got the 2 Renaults minus third, and in the top 5 we have 2 different types of tyre, and I think if I'd be a little bit nervous if I was Pagger at the moment, because it doesn't quite seem wet enough in the inters. It was a bold call and it could have paid off beautifully, but at the moment it hasn't. And Jack Pearson, as we saw flash at the bottom of the screen there, has now retired. Pagger, interestingly, has just done a personal best for Sector 1. So it is really at this in-between stage of the tyres at the moment, which is making them all not really know what to do. We've got Phil and Softy rekindling their battle, also on 2 different types of tyre. Phil on the soft and Softy on the inters. That was a mouthful and a half.
I thought you were going to say Softy on the Phils.
I was close to Odems, I can't lie. So there, and we got off the Phils coming through Sector 2, and there honestly doesn't seem to be much difference between the tyre types at the moment. It's just so close as Phil nearly drops it. He's struggling, but he has been on those tyres for a little while now. Matt is just half a second off his teammate. Jake sets the fastest lap of the race. The battle is turning to the Renault drivers. And, well, we've got Jonas, who after week 1 was leading the championship. Matt, who's come in like a storm and got a 2nd place. Hopefully there'll be no team order between these 2. And Jonas protecting the inside line, kind of. Oh, now he is. And Matt moves to the outside. Are we going to see a change of position in 4th? Matt breaks late and just about holds on to it. All this is allowing Odems to scarper clear. Martin has given up as he binned it. Yeah, kind of. Jonas then trying to get past Matt but can't quite manage it. And they settle for 4th and 5th for the time being. And are we going to see a gap develop between the 2 of them? So the closest battle we now have on the track is between Softy and Phil. As I said, on these 2 different types of dry and wet tyre, and we'll see how this develops. In the meantime, we're going to go down and have a little chat with one of our favourite Scotsmen, Paul. Paul, how do you see this race has gone for you so far?
Dreadful, absolutely dreadful.
I'm really sorry, Paul. I know we've only just cut to you, but I'm going to have to cut away now because we heard briefly on the team radio from Odems that Pagger's made a mistake and Odems would not need a 2nd invite to get past, and Jake is extending his lead at the front. Odems is all over the back of the Ferrari driver, and as they cross the line, the gap was just 3 tenths. And Odems with the DRS is comfortably past the Ferrari driver, who thought he might have made a wise call on the tyres, but at the moment is struggling. Chip Kelly's got a 3-second penalty further back in 10th. And are we going to see Odem scarper off and try and put Jake under some pressure? The gap is 5.8 seconds. There is 8 laps to go. Oh, it's less than a second a lap. That's doable, isn't it, Odem?
I'll give it a go.
Good lad. We'll see how that develops as we keep going through the order. And unfortunately, that was our closest battle on track. As Softy is dropping back from Phil. Now those inters, I think, are starting to give up. So are we going to see Matt start to pile pressure on Paga as well in a few laps' time. The Inters driver's going to have to pit. That would be awful for them. I mean, just think of the time they'd lose. Paga would drop hugely back and be the biggest loser of them all. Softy and Paul, I think, would only lose a couple of places. James, I think, is pitted again to go back onto the super soft. If I remember rightly, he was in the Inters, was he?
Yeah.
He was in the Inters. Phil was wide. Just as we thought the Inters were the worst tyre to build, Phil proved us potentially wrong. As the battle continues between the Toro Rosso, Odem's now sets the fastest. He's got that gap down to 4.4 seconds. He's got it down by a second and a half in 2 sectors. He has got the bit between his teeth after saying he thought this race was going to be a write-off. He could be about to go from 11th to 1st, and Jake is going to have to be the man that stops him. Meanwhile, Softy, is he going to be able to put a move up the inside of his good mate Phil Bardwell? Paul's in the pits, he's coming off the Inters for sure now. Softy's going to have a look up the inside of Phil. Oh, he's locked up. Oh, that's not what he wanted. Tyres that will already be struggling are going to now struggling more. What happened to Phil? Phil's going wide. And he has had to concede the place to the man from Nottingham, who moved up now to 6th place. And we've got Matt is closing in on Paga, but not by a huge amount. The man who's making moves at the moment is Odems. Now just 3.9 seconds off the lead.
Paga's off, he's crashed it, he's binned it, he's out.
Paga's off, oh no! Oh, disaster!
Safety car.
Oh, he's running so well. We said should he have pitted, he wouldn't have got a podium either way, as it turns out. But the Ferrari driver, that's race over. And that now does move Matt into the podium positions. So disaster there for the Ferrari driver, who had such a good race in Brazil and was racing so well in the opening 12 laps. It was unlucky 13 that cost him in the end. And the Dutchman waved goodbye to a potential podium. So now the man who's looking likely to stop the multiple winners in Mexico is Odems, who's got the gap down already to 3.5 seconds. Bearing in mind this point 2 laps ago, we were saying the gap was 5.8. So in 2 laps, he's got down 2 seconds. So I'd say it's on. Personally. And we'll see how the rest of this race unfolds. We've still got one driver out there on the intermediate tyres, which is Softy. Running in 5th place at the moment, doing a solid job, but his tyres are going to be knackered because he was one of the earliest drivers to pit for them, and the rain definitely is easing up by the looks of it out of my commentary box. Still there for sure, but maybe the slick tyres now are just able to cope with it a little bit better. As I said, everything seems to have calmed down a little bit now, though I said that last time with Paga binned it. So we are now going to take time to go to one of our favourite Scotsmen. Paul, how would you say this race has gone for you so far? Down in 8th, it's not ideal. What happened?
Yeah, it's just crossover between the 2 cars, just making wrong decisions, going on to intermediates. I had to better going for the super softs
And what was the grip out there like on the Inters? We're seeing some of the drivers, like Paga at the beginning of the stint, were doing really well and Softy, and then as the stint went on, they just seemed to go off a little bit quicker than the drives. Was that right for you, would you say?
Yeah, no, they started off quite well as I thought might, but the rear tires were just destroyed after a couple of laps, so I have to go back onto the super softs.
Well, you're going to have a 6-time champion for company in a second if you keep on making those little mistakes. So keep your head in the game, and I'm sure we'll catch up with you a bit later on.
Cheers, mate.
So we watch now the Haas driver has got the gap down to 2.6 already.
Shit.
Oh, and he's nearly spun it as he's just about kept it. Great save, but that's cost him a 1.5 seconds minimum, and he's got it all to do again. He lost 2.5 seconds. It's just come up on the delta there, and he's going to be kicking himself in the cockpit if he's got enough space to. And he's going to want to try and rekindle that time as soon as possible. It was looking like it was going to be on there, so he's going to be furious with himself for that little mistake. And for the rest of the field, the only closer battle is James and Paul, as we mentioned just a couple of seconds adrift. And we've got some a fantastic opportunity at the moment, as John unfortunately gets a 3-second time penalty, to speak to Bernie Eccleston. He's on the line at the moment. Bernie, how do you see this race has gone so far?
Well, thank you, Mike, for the introduction. Very kind of you. I mean, I'm quite passionate, to be honest. The rain's obviously spiced things up tonight, and it'd be good to see Jake win. I mean, it's been a while since, although he's the reigning champion, not really been on the form so far this season, but Odem's, I know, even though that's spin, surely he's going to come back at him. One more chance in the last lap, I think. Matt's doing alright, it's good to see him on his day tonight, getting another podium finish. John is. What's happening with John? Is it just the weather, John? I don't know why he's struggling so much.
Yeah, I'm just struggling with the grip. Just sliding everywhere. Trying to kick it. Can't really get the grip down that fast as I get fresh my teammate in. Just there, just shuffling on the front end, just coming out the corners. So it's just been keeping it on the track, as it were, in this bit.
So there you go, Mike. I mean,
there we go.
John's struggling, but I think Odem's looking pretty good.
Yeah, no, definitely, and even without your sprinkler system, we've had a bit of rain and things have spiced up a little bit. Do you hope the season that we've had so far has clearly been very exciting? Do you see this continuing?
Definitely. I mean, we've got some other names coming back later on in the season, but Softy is yet to win a race this season. What's that about? He's done
What's happened to one of the most dominant drivers we've seen in TGP1 history of recent, anyway. And although taking pole here, it's just not seemed up to it, has he, Dom?
Not really, no. I mean, he came close in, I think it was Italy last week, but apart from that, it's been a pretty mediocre season for him, so hopefully he comes back good later on in the season. But at the moment, Odem is running the show.
Well, thank you for that incredible insight. I'm sure we'll see some fantastic things coming to TGP1 over the coming weeks, and yeah, it's been lovely speaking to you, mate. Fantastic.
Thanks, Mike. Super.
Back to it then, as Dom said, things are definitely hotting up, and it's hotting up between James and Paul, particularly at the moment. The battle for 8th. The two veterans of TGP, one with 6 titles to his name, one not with 6 titles to his name, are going tooth and nail down to turn 1. James with the DRS is surely going to eat Paul for breakfast, although could save him for lunch, but for the time being, James... Paul's holding his own around the outside, fair play to him, and the Williams driver is not having it easy. As Paul does run a little bit wide there, he's going to get DRS again, he's going to have to go to the outside, Paul's forcing him that side, he's passed him already, but it's in the braking zone where it's critical. Paul holds on, goes to the inside very early, James this time doesn't run off the track, Paul tries to keep it there on the outside. It's great battling between these two, James spins up the rear tyres, but just about holds it together for the time being, as Paul then gets a little bit wavy, and straight away the Williams bounces and is through into 8th place. Paul did all he could, but he knew after that mistake it was he was going to be flogging a dead horse. And we can't be doing that, as Paul and James both are all, as you can see, I was on board with them then, and they all seem like they're really struggling out there for grip. Despite the rain and blue sky mixture we're getting at the moment, it's definitely
how Softy's still on these inters.
And as Luca just said over team radio there, alluded to us that Softy is still on the intermediate tyres, and they look very second hand. He's definitely not passing his MO2 of those. He has a lock up into turn 4. And Paul is still 2 tenths off of James, so he could have another run at him here. Paul Gaines up the inside, and he get past James. James going to try and hold his own around the outside. Not quite. Yes, he is. And these two once again going wheel to wheel, providing the action. And I have to say, so far, very clean and fair racing from the two of them. Paul's going to get DRS again. You see just how she's struggling to get on the power as Jake starts his final lap. Odem's just 2.3 off. Paul is not close enough to try the inside, although James does run wide. He's going to try and get the whippity-wop flop spot, but doesn't quite manage it. And it looks like he's got a slightly damaged front wing as well, so that's not ideal for Paul. I don't know if he did that in contact with James, but for the time being, he's going to have to settle for 9th. But as we're watching a shot of Jake now, Odems is in the distance, but at the moment, unfortunately for Odems, too much in the distance. As Paul, we heard him on the team radio, making whatever noise that was, is now dropped 1.6 seconds off of sparring partner James. But let's head back to the front then. He's got the gap down to 2 seconds, and that's how much he lost in his little spins. You would have had to have said that Odems would have been all over the back of Jake at this point. Unfortunately, Chiapelli's got another penalty, but I think he's going to be safe in 7th. And that's one thing that this man at the front is not going to want to get now. You have to say...
Phil and Softy.
It's very close between Phil and Softy, just 3/10 of a second. Softy's inters must have fallen off the cliff. But the confetti is flying in the Mexico colours as he comes through the stadium for the last time. He can see in his mirror the podium he's about to be standing on. Jake Davies is back to winning ways in TGP1. He wins in Mexico. Odems comes across the line second. Phil did get past Softy, unseen by us. Matt is going to get his second podium of the night. What a great debut night he's had in the Renault. Finished 5 seconds Softy, exceeding track limits, so Softy's going to jump him again. Jonas drifting round the last corner, comes home 4th. Not a bad result for him, although he would have wanted better. Phil Bargewell is going to finish on track at least in 5th. But after penalties applied, does drop to 6th. Oh no, he doesn't, because Softy had them as well. Chiapelli finishes 7th, and now we just wait for the lonely stragglers. James enters the stadium section, unfortunately with all the celebrations happening already. And the rain still coming down, but that's not dampening the Mexican spirit. As the Irishman comes out the last corner to finish in 8th position. Good drive from him. Paul McGuinness comes home 9th and spins into the wall. And well, that's been your Mexico Grand Prix. It was a fascinating one, and definitely not a result we were all expecting. But it's nice to see, as Bernie pointed to us out, it's nice to see the reigning champion back to winning ways. There he is, the Welshman, back on the top step. But shadowing him with driver of the day for sure is Odems. From 11th to 2nd, and what could have been if it wasn't for a spin. BJ Malia very happy with the performance. Thankfully not doing what he did a couple of seasons ago where Jamie took a surprise pole. Don't want to see that again. So there we are, the final result. Jake wins for Force India. Odems comes home 2nd. Matt in 3rd, great drive from him. Jonas in 4th. Phil Bargewell comes home in the end 5th. Softy, awful race in his point of view for sure, in 6th. Chiapelli comes home 7th. Solid points for Sauber. James O'Connor in 8th, and Paul comes home in 9th. And then the non-finishers, we have Haggart so close to a podium, still eludes him in 10th. Martin 11th, then we have Jack in 12th and Dom at the back in 13th. That has been week 4 of TGP1. I hope you've enjoyed it just as much as we have, and we will see you next week for 2 races that I've forgotten what they are.
Monaco and Hungary.
Monaco and Hungary. Monaco and Hungary. There we go. Should have checked the calendar before finishing up. So we'll see you next week in Monaco, the Principality, and then ending up in Hungary. So this has been Say Sports. I've been Mike Noon. Thank you very much.
Broadcast over.
Softy had 98% tires. Softy had 98% tires.
90%?
98%.
No way.
What the fuck?
How? I kept Phil behind him, I don't know.
I think Odems probably saw it when he passed me. I had no grip.
Yeah, I saw.
It up on the exit and everything, and I just couldn't do anything all race. Horrendous. I'll happily take 4th considering, but...
Great drive, Odems.
Thanks.
Everyone's just decided to...
Everyone went wide. They did what
Yeah,
TGP2 did.
everyone wide.
Yeah,
The thing is, I don't even think anyone like broke late or anything. It was just follow the leader. Because I broke early, but I still went wide.
There was one car that got through there, I think it was Jake, and that's what
Pagger, no, Pagger. Pagger was the only one that got
Yeah, he was the big winner.
Right, guys. Anyway, thank you for this week, and I will see you next week.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Cheers. Bye bye.
Chiapelli, definitely the first person to feature on TGP Practice Race.
Way.
Dude.
Oh.